When you're looking at the historical relationship between Iran and the United States, to understand it from the point of view that it's highly political and charged, and that, you have a society in Iran that even today is very Western leaning.
I'm from Iran. Iran is a religious country, no exception for artists, so we couldn't have that freedom an artist should have. And after I graduated, I just quit painting. Eventually, I started to go back to realm of art. I applied. I just put myself in an adventure I had no idea.
To make the decision to come to grad school, that's already, a big life choice. But added to those difficulties was the real uncertainty of making that decision, leaving your family and your homeland and your language and your culture to come to a place you've never been before. In the movements of making those decisions, it was a precipice, and it meant maybe not going back.
Both the Americans and the Iranians tend to look at that relationship through a political lens. And if you frame it, for instance, from an Iranian perspective in 1953 and the coup against the nationalist prime minister at the time, Dr. Mohammad Mossadegh, in alliance with the British, then the villain of the piece is the United States and Britain, obviously. The period after 1953, there's actually a very strong state-to-state relationship between, obviously, the Shah and the United States. I think many on the left and many in the Islamist side of things certainly felt very let down by the United States. They saw the United States as basically their savior, their salvation against the imperialism of Britain and Russia. And they basically understood the coup in 1953 as being a betrayal of that faith that they put in the United States. If you frame it from 1979, as many Americans do, then the villain of the piece is Iran. And basically in 1979, it comes into full-blooded, if you will, fruition with the revolution. Obviously, the seizure of the American embassy on the 4th of November basically seals the divorce.
It's exactly a year and 3 months now, and I can't believe it. I thought I couldn't stand it for a day, and now I'm here a year and 3 months after. We were waiting for my husband to come. Trump became the president and signed the executive order of travel ban. We put Iran under the sanction of entering United States. So now, there is no hope for my husband. We were friends before we get married. And in total, we've been together 18 years. So it's most of my life was beside him, and now we're separated. And it's the worst nightmare ever.
A letter written to a loved one, how that can be politicized, how that can be weaponized by the state.
I couldn't focus on any other subject. I decided to write every day a letter. The idea was to actually post it to Iran because of the sanction, there is no posting to Iran, so it's gonna return. The idea was trying to insist of sending these letters. I find a way to send to my family, and even the journey of these letters that's going and turn back is kind of part of the process.
Just trying to be with the people you love or to be in close proximity to them, and thinking backwards, around what detention represents or what being arrested by ICE, the things we take for granted, like touch and connection. She's looking at how that transaction is imposed by the state on both sides.
The last day I was leaving Iran, my husband bought me a salt and pepper shaker. They're so tiny. And I decided to choose them as the last thing he bought me and the last thing he touches and gives to me. I take that salt and pepper shaker and use it, transform it to the lighthouse. So there's lighthouse in Iran, lighthouse in United States, and we're communicating through lights, sending signals. And then suddenly the lighthouse that's representing me is broken.
what art making is. It's like, kind of close observation. And sometimes those really small things like a salt and pepper shaker that can tell us a lot maybe about who we are and how we are.
An audience stand in front of it and just stare for a moment and say, I can feel like I created something that means something for somebody else. I don't know what difficulties they've been through.
Freedom for Iran! Freedom for Iran! Down with dictator! Down with dictator!
So basically, the only way this is going to be solved is if the Islamic Revolution comes to an end. And once it does that, actually, a lot of things can happen. And if you want a solution for the future, you can only do it by broadening the lens. If you can't see the wood for the trees, you have no hope of settling this.
After you die, angel asks you, do you have any wounds? And if you say no, they're gonna tell you, no? So you mean nothing worth it to fight for? And it just moved me so deep. I feel like, all of these wounds are showing how hard I fought it for our love, for our better situation, for a dream. I wonder sometimes if it was a dream came true, it was a curse that like out of nowhere happens to me.
Hi, I'm Tom McNamara, host of Arizona Illustrated. Thank you for watching this story from our show. And for more local content from Arizona Illustrated, just click right here.